Rails.
You ever seen those video mashups that people will do with a certain line in a movie in all the different languages that it's dubbed in?
No.
Fucking amazing.
But that would be awesome.
Or just like even like some action movie where there's like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jean-Claude, whatever,
Jean-Claude
that
Van
fucking
Damme, I
guy,
got you.
the ballerina guy that pretends he's a fighter. When he goes, yeah, does a scream, and it's on all the different languages because they're dubbing it in their own language. They have to act that scream out
And
too.
the actor has to do the scream.
It's fucking brilliant. I'll have to find one and send it to you. They're hilarious.
Awesome.
Fucking hilarious.
Well, Marco ain't, our brown brother isn't quite here yet.
Yeah, we waited
per usual.
In 5 seconds, it'll be 16 minutes. Not that I'm keeping track or anything.
Right.
But by the time I just said that, it is now officially 16 minutes into when we were supposed to start this.
Right. And I've been wanting to talk about this. We've talked about like having this episode, but something keeps getting in the way.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the modern definition, or what people are changing the modern definition of racism to be, and how culture is getting. I mean, literally.
But wait a minute, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but before we do that, something very important we have to say is we
have a couple of things to talk about before we get to that.
Yeah, but we have to welcome people to the locker room.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the locker room. I'm Tom.
I'm Matthew.
I'm Chuck.
Mark,
and I'm not
fucking late again.
And not even a text. Not even a text.
Not even a courtesy, like at the 5-minute mark would have been kosher.
Right.
Been like, hey, dude, freaking, I'm jamming out, trying to, stall. I'll be there at this time. No, not at 5 minutes. Not at 10 minutes. Like, oh, sorry, my bad. I'm on my way.
That's me.
No,
I did that.
No, now we're 17 minutes into it, and I just hope he's okay. I hope he's okay.
Right. At this point, we're worried. We're beginning to worry. Like, is he alive? Right.
Flat tire, acceptable.
Sure.
Something. The fender bender. Stop to save a cat out of a tree, baby out of a burning building.
But
any of those things.
All of those things you can text during.
Correct. Or on the way
what
too.
If there's a no service? What if there's a no service area on a flat tire?
No, he has cervix. Service, not a cervix. He doesn't have a cervix.
How much have you had?
Don't make me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Check it.
Yeah.
Here he comes.
There he comes.
Because we can't
18
talk about racism without our brown brother.
We got to have a brown brother. Then it's okay.
Yeah, right. I would love to have one of our black friends on the show to discuss some of these issues later. And it's funny that Marco should be wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt, because we actually need to talk about Disney went to war. Like,
yeah, I'm confused.
We don't talk about Bruno.
I'm fucking confused.
Yeah,
So is the next princess going to be a man?
I don't. It's both sides. Calm the fuck down. That's all I gotta say.
So here's the thing. I don't think it's both
calm
sides.
The fuck down.
I think
no, because when they weren't doing something about something, one side was pissed. Then they did something about something, and then the side that was pissed that they weren't doing something about something and did something about something are okay. But now the other side that was okay when they weren't doing something about something are now pissed they're doing something about something. It's
so Florida
it's a private company. Who fucking cares? Let them fucking do what they want to do.
Well, no, it's not what Disney's doing. It's what Disney is trying to do against Florida because of the law that Florida passed. So
which one
did not bring
Fill me in.
the transsexual stuff in for 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds?
So Florida passed the law, and it's been called the "Don't Say Gay" bill, which is what the people who are against it have called it. But nowhere in the bill does it actually say you can't say gay or anything like that. What it says is we need to we can't teach sexual content to children under a certain age. That includes kindergartners.
Yeah,
right?
wasn't it kindergarten through 4th grade or something like that?
Right.
Like we're just going
And-
to leave sex out of the classroom. Cool.
Right. And
Good,
that
I agree.
should, like, I don't understand why that's a problem.
I didn't know that shit in 4th grade. I had no fucking clue.
Well, and not only that, but kids shouldn't be, they're not sexual beings. Like
Right.
until you
No, they're
start hitting
innocent.
puberty, like, okay, you got 2 moms, you got 2 dads, you got a mom and a dad. Like, as long as you know that kids, parents, duos can come in all shapes and sizes, then it doesn't really matter. Like, they don't have to learn about the actual birds and the bees part of it, or the bees and the bees, or the birds and the birds. Like, you know,
Not at that age, not from school. Like
No,
let's focus on their fucking reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right.
Let's focus on that.
But
Mhm.
Yes.
Disney decided that the bill should never have passed and came out publicly. See what I did there? Came out publicly and said,
Why not?
they said that they were going to fight it in the legislature and this should never have happened. And it's, you know, they went full woke, like, into combat mode. Well, Disney, again, doesn't maybe realize that their whole children, like, family friendly content is their entire base. And Florida, in I think the late 60s, passed a law that gave Disney control over its own dealings in Florida. In essentially, we're on Disney property in the Disney World complex, and that
It's
whole
like their
area,
own little incorporated
It's their
area.
own little kingdom, and they can govern themselves as they see fit.
It's like the Vatican.
No,
Right.
that's why they have actually that's why they, even though it's a joke, but like their actual fire department that we see, and they actually have their own
Mhm.
fire department. It's the same
Right,
thing.
right.
It's the same thing in,
Oh, yeah.
in LA. They actually have their own like actual Disneyland fire department. Their own their own police force. It's not just a private security. It's actually their own.
Right.
police
Well,
force.
not-
They have
actually
police
in
officer
Florida.
powers. No, in
No,
Florida.
not in Anaheim, but in
In Florida.
Florida, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, in
now
Anaheim, they
Florida's
have a
like, oh,
subdivision.
really? You don't like the laws we're passing? You sure as hell like the one where we let you govern yourself. So guess what?
Mhm.
Let's just visit the idea of repealing that law and let Orange
Ooh.
County fucking govern your ass.
Florida.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, so
Uh-huh.
okay, so here's the other side. Here's more to that.
Mhm.
Wait, before we get into any
Sure.
deeper, am I still allowed to go to Disneyland? What does that say about me as a person? Not that I fucking care. I'm just curious.
Well,
I mean,
that's your answer right there. Not that I fucking
that's-
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
If you
I
don't
mean, that's-
care, then
that's your answer.
I was
don't
just
care. I don't
curious,
fucking
like,
care.
I'm
I don't
still
fucking
watching
People-
Moon Knight tomorrow.
What the fuck is Moon Knight?
Oh, it's a new Marvel show on
Ah.
Disney Plus.
anyway, go ahead, Marco. The other side. Or the more to
care. It's the repeal is more than just that. It's also like the repeal is also an anti-woke thing. Because what's happening is now surgery with a broadsword. Now what they're talking about doing is, okay, so if we're not talking about sexual content and this and that, then that's rolling into the pronoun things and mentioning of structured families and parents and so on and so forth, as has been said before. So now what they're doing, there was a couple of teachers and a couple of school districts are doing, is they're now taking out any textbook or any content of anything having to do with male, female, family structure, mom, dad, he, she, out as well. So that's some of the where the repeal is coming from, is that they're trying to stop it from going over the top. Does that make sense?
But see, that's the thing is this, that slippery slope argument is exactly what they said when people were fighting these kinds of things to begin with. They were fighting the slip. They were saying it's not going to be just because we want, you know, gay rights doesn't mean that we're going to ask for marriage. Oh, okay. But we are asking, you know, it was all this time, everybody all along the way was saying, no, you can't use the slippery slope argument. We just have to address this one issue. And a lot of people are like, well, you're opening up the door to a lot of weird things. It's kind of the conversation we had about, hey, if I don't understand how, if gay people can have same-sex marriage, why can't Mormons get plural marriage, like sister wives and shit? Like, I don't agree with the idea of having more than one wife, because I just don't want to be nagged by more than one person. But I mean, it opens the door for, if two men can get married and two women can get married, why can't one man marry three women, or one woman marry three men?
Because they haven't fought that battle yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's, but
And
that,
I don't
people
see a
would say
problem
that's
with
the
that either. I
slippery
don't give a fuck. Like,
That's the thing.
Again, they haven't fought that battle yet.
You know,
But but here's the thing.
don't fucking hurt anybody and just freaking whatever. Leave me the fuck alone.
But
I don't care.
that argument is that's the slippery slope argument. You open the door to one thing, you inherently open the door to other things. What's it? Disney got rid of gendered language. They no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. They do not say ladies and gentlemen, and they do not say boys and girls anymore.
Right.
And
It's just they them.
well,
What do
because they're
they
not
say?
biologists. So
Yeah, what do they change to? What do they say?
friends.
Hey,
Hi,
listen
friends.
up, fuckers! Guess what?
I mean,
That would be awesome. Hi,
I mean,
fuckers.
I mean, if somebody asked me like, "Hey, how do you translate, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages to like gender neutrality?" I'm like, "Welcome, fuckos."
Yeah, fuckos.
I mean, what does Goofy say? Goofy
Yeah.
can't say, "Oh boy," or "Oh boy." It's got to be, "Oh God, person."
Well, actually, they changed it full time to him going gosh. Oh gosh.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is where it's getting. This is the divide is happening. This is, you want to see where the line is, where the split's going to be, where people are going to draw a hard line in the sand. This is where it's
But
going
then
to be.
at the same time, it's like, okay, so Disney's doing all that shit. They can choose to do that or not do that, whatever.
Sure.
Right.
And then you can choose to go there or not go there. You want to freaking cancel your Disney Plus subscription? Fucking have at it. Burn all your fucking Disneyland memorabilia and never go there again. Fucking.
Or you can send it to
cool.
attention Marco. Locker Room Podcast.
But it's also, there was I
Marco,
saw an
you should look
interview.
online. Maybe people are getting rid of their fucking pin collections and shit. They're down
No,
with
not
Disney
yet.
people. No, not yet.
No, not yet. No, not
Okay,
yet, not
but
yet.
you're already. It's on your radar, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it
notifications
is.
already
Yeah.
said, buddy.
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. All right.
But,
Sorry, Thomas.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna, bring up I saw a thing where there's a woman being interviewed, and she was saying that arguments over parental rights erode gay and lesbian rights. And I went, wait,
No,
what?
that's you don't get to tell other people how to raise their fucking kids.
Right. But that's the argument now, is that if your parental rights stop where my gay rights start, was the argument that she was trying to make. And I'm going, you guys, this is where you're going to take people
It's
who
wild.
would be either A, on your side, like
Right.
passively on your side, or B, where they're like, hey, I don't really care, just shut up about it and don't like keep your chocolate out of my peanut butter, and I'll keep my peanut butter out of your chocolate, kind of a thing. Now you're going to act, because you're doing it this way, you're bringing it up this way, you're forcing the issue this way. I think they are going to take people that would have otherwise been either on the fence or on their side and push them off the other direction.
Yeah,
they're going to push them over into the anti side, which goes back to my grandfather's advice of do whatever you want, just don't do it in the street and scare the horses. We shouldn't be talking about whether or not teachers can teach sex in school to children 4th grade and under. It shouldn't be a debate.
Right. You know who should
really
do that
shouldn't.
is if there's a sex ed class in your school, that teacher should do it. Or you should maybe prepare your children, obviously not at 4. They don't need to know that at 4.
You
But
don't
when
even
you
get sex
feel
ed
it's
until
right-
high school.
Yeah, when you
Well,
feel
no,
it's
you're-
right,
I think
talk
junior
about your
high.
kid, or if your kid comes home and asks some questions, fucking handle it head on. But yeah, we were in junior high when we fucking had that
Yeah.
shit.
Not
yeah.
out here.
Same.
I went to junior high out here. We just did, we're just generational differences now.
Yeah, my daughter's in going into 8th grade, and they still haven't even touched it. I'm assuming they're going to cover it in 9th grade, because that's when they
Sorry.
What's the age at 8th grade? Well, how old is she?
She's going to be 13, and then
13. Okay.
she'll be 14 going into her freshman year.
Yeah.
And that's
the
when
age
I got
when you
caught.
start
not
getting
an
hair-
8-year-old, Marco. They're not an 8-year-old.
Right.
Oh,
What?
fuck.
Never forget.
the age where you start getting hair where your bathing suit covers, that's when we start having to think about talking about sex, because that's when you realize what those parts are for, right? Like,
but that even varies.
Yeah.
There's some
It
late
does vary.
bloomers and some early bloomers.
there are, and I think that's why it should be left up to parents mostly, is because parents have to take their kids on a case-by-case basis, and when
Yeah.
they're ready for it.
Yeah.
You can't just standardize and say all 12-year-olds are going to be ready for the talk. My son's barely ready for the talk now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And to be
get my
fair,
daughter
you
to
have to,
talk.
these parents have to parent their fucking children nowadays and not just depend on the
Right.
fucking government, aka schools, or the fucking internet to teach your kids about fucking life's little nuances and shit that you don't learn. How about we
People-
get back to school with,
Yeah, parents
you know,
have been depending on that shit for a long time, though.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Mhm.
not now. Parents
Sit
have
your
been
kid down. Disney Plus would only be a problem if you're one of those parents that sits your kid down in front of the TV and doesn't monitor what the fuck they're watching.
right,
right.
right.
Like,
Right.
you know, the whole, like, I saw a thing on the Hard Times, if you guys followed, it's like the Babylon Bee for metalheads and punk rockers. And it said parents enraged, parents who let their kids have a
So it's
smartphone.
not good times with JJ? Is that what you're saying?
No.
So it's like the opposite of good times with
It's the
JJ?
opposite. It said
Not
parents who
right.
let their kids have a smartphone are enraged at the content on Disney Plus. And I get what the point is they're trying to make, but it's
I don't. I
my
have Disney
kids-
Plus. What is outrageous that's on there?
no, there's
what,
like there's
like
some
what?
it's not anything outrageous. It's that these parents are saying you're having these gay storylines and gay characters and gay agenda on Disney Plus when it should be just for kids.
Which ones are
And
gay now?
there's
Out.
a ton of
Specifically Out. That's the one that kicked everything off. It's a Pixar short called Out.
Oh.
Yeah. And now they
Oh.
got the Red Panda one, which is about your period. And
They called
that
it
was
Red
about a
Panda
period?
1?
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It's on Disney
no,
Plus?
it's
It's
called Red
not.
Panda.
Red
And
Panda.
it's a
okay.
girl. It's an allegory.
Not
It's
a
about a
period.
yes.
Oh,
it is.
I thought it was like some Star Trek kind of play on
No,
words, like, you
no.
know, instead of Rogue One is Red Panda 1. Red
But
Panda 1.
It's
Maxi
this
Pad
little
2
girl
coming
has
in hot.
It's a curse. It's her family curse that when she, you know, the women in her family turn a certain age, they get the red panda, and basically she turns into a red panda.
Oh,
And-
so it's not about a period.
But it's an allegory for when a girl gets her period, and it's
Gotcha.
like it shows up and she doesn't know what to
Like
do about
Teen
it.
Wolf back in the day.
Yes, exactly. Like
Okay.
Teen Wolf
Yeah.
is an allegory for, you know, getting hair on your balls.
Gotcha.
Right. So and believe it or not, the Twilight movies or the Twilight books are an allegory for waiting until you're married to have sex, if you can believe that.
She was waiting to be a vampire. No, they
Well,
had sex.
No, she wants to become a vampire, and he's like, you have to.
Oh, you have to
right.
wait.
You have
Okay.
to wait,
Gotcha.
exactly. So-
Okay.
Anyway, but that's not why we're here today. We're here to discuss. Well, we got to have a whole other show just about how the when woke goes too far, when woke goes broke.
Well, I think the whole pronoun thing has gone too far because it doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, I mean, that was the whole thing with that Supreme Court nomination who said, I can't tell you what a woman is. I'm not a biologist. I'm like, well, fucking, I can pick the right cat or dog out of a litter just by, you know, looking under the hood. Like, I'm not a biologist.
Those memes were pretty good too. People like holding sharks up, like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not a marine biologist, but I know this is a great white shark.
Right. I mean, what was it? I saw one that said Noah accidentally loaded the ark with all males because he wasn't a biologist.
That's actually pretty funny.
But this started because I got, I found through social media a post about Home Depot,
Yes.
and I sent this to you fellas.
I know. Can you resend it fresh so it's because we talk so much shit on these threads. It'll
yeah.
take me a
Yeah,
fucking
by the time, oh
half
my
a dog's
God.
year to fucking.
Oh, I know.
By
We
the time I
sent it a
catch
while
up
back
and
when we
I'm
were going to
catch
talk
up,
about
I'm like,
it,
fuck it.
Yeah.
and so I just resent it to you guys. But essentially, it looks like a handout. It's multiple pages. I don't know what the second page is, but the first page is enough for us to talk about. And it's called Leading Practices Unpacking Privilege. And I like what they
so
did there. It's
good.
Home Depot, so they called it
Jesus.
unpacking.
Unpacking. Yep. You gotta stay on brand. You gotta stay on brand.
Yeah.
Unpacking
it's-
privilege at Home Depot. That's so
Yeah.
great.
It starts with,
Now, when you say
Privilege.
unpacking,
I think that's what you call the operation when you go from being a man to a woman.
White
Okay.
privilege is on
I
there.
thought
that was
I thought
called
you were talking
Inside
about-
Out.
Well, I know when you go from being a woman to a man, it's called a strapedectomy. but
Strepidectomy.
Fucking good. Oh, that was a stealth one.
I know, right?
Slid
So
right
anyway,
in
it
there.
says privilege. Ooh, you got to ding yourself on that one.
I was drinking.
For you.
I should be able-
Privilege, a noun, a special benefit or advantage that may be earned or unearned. Okay,
I
so
get that.
that's
How do I unearn my white privilege? Let's circle. We're gonna.
no. This is just the word privilege.
Well,
We're gonna have to sake and
just-
circle back to that.
Yeah, it's just the word privilege. But
Okay.
below that, we get to social
What the
privilege.
fuck?
Special unearned advantage or entitlement used to one's own benefit or to the detriment of others. These groups can be advantaged based on social class, age, disability, ethnic or racial category, gender identity, sexual orientation, and religion.
So they made that a two-way street. The social privilege, you can experience social privilege because you're transgender, or you can be a victim of somebody else's social privilege because they're
Well,
straight.
Yeah, Palm Springs is about to give every trans person $1,000 a month, no
I
questions
saw
asked.
that $900.
What?
$900 regardless of your
what?
earnings.
Universal
Yeah.
basic income.
Yep.
They're going to give you $900 a month just because you're trans.
Now, how
everybody-
pissed off?
wait,
or
wait,
how,
does
no,
anybody-
hold on.
Anybody else
How-
get it?
No,
Nope.
just trans and non-binary people. Now, how pissed off are all the black people in Palm Springs right now? They've been beating a drum about reparations, and now
Are there any black people in Palm? The only gay
I'm
black
sure
black
that- I'm
people in
su-
Palm
No,
Springs.
I'm,
Right?
I'm sure that all two of them are okay with it.
My
so they
brother
can afford to be there.
lives in Palm Springs.
Springs.
And he says that San Francisco is where gay people go. Palm Springs is where gay people go to die. So,
it's where the rich gay people go to die.
well, my
Which
brother
is
ain't
why
rich and he's
there's-
there.
I know, but is he with somebody who's older and rich?
No, he
Just
got
saying, he
that.
could have a daddy.
He's got those like the social programs for the gays who have AIDS. They give him free money. They've given him free money for years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, good for them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
If there's a group out there that wants to give, underprivileged podcast hosts money to go to flight school, I'll sign up anywhere.
Yep.
So then white privilege, it says white privilege, societal privileges. So now here they gave you social privilege, right?
Right,
But now this
right.
one says white
Stupid.
privilege is
This is
societal
even-
privilege that benefits
Plus.
white people beyond what is commonly experienced by people of color under the same social, political, or economic circumstances. Now,
Here's the funny thing though. There's people in Mexico that are whiter than me.
mhm.
Yeah, we call them widows.
Yeah. But they're fucking Mexican through and through. Born, bred, raised, just there.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Spain, same thing.
Oh, you look
Yeah,
at
we-
Spanish people.
Yeah, sure.
Like
We all gotta call them
Spanish
widow.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Primo widow. Yeah, everyone's
So
got it.
if you're just judging
Marco's
it on,
whiter than I am.
that's what I'm saying. If you're just judging it on
This is
white,
true.
like if you're just judging it based on someone's skin color, then you're basically undercutting a whole nother sect of people of color because they're not colored.
Right. Well, so that's therein lies with as a whole host of questions that I have because I'm a very language has to mean something or society breaks down. That's
Words-
the
words
bottom
matter.
line.
Words
Words
matter.
should matter.
I tell the kids at work, words fucking matter. No,
Right.
but what I meant was, I know what you
It
meant. What you
doesn't-
said was, and
Mhm.
words fucking matter.
Yeah.
Have we
exactly.
verified that this is an actual legit thing that was sent out?
I mean,
or
look, there's a
found?
staple
you
in
look
the
at-
corner.
it's-
It's got to be.
It's
It's got
I mean,
Home Depot logo.
so
But you'd think this would have
Fuck
made a
Home
bigger
Depot.
splash on the interwebs.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Where'd you
post it.
Where'd you get it
I'm
from?
gonna post it.
Yeah,
Where'd
where'd
you
you
get it
where'd
from?
you get this from?
I got it from
Post it and fucking post it on Locker Room and tag, Home Depot, and be like,
Exactly.
hey, what's up with this?
Yeah, exactly.
I should go into Home Depot with a camera strapped to me, fucking straight on my forehead. Like, hey, have you seen this? Is this real?
Is this
Did
for
you guys
real?
go to
This is
this training?
stupid.
You guys sit
Did you
through
attend
this shit?
training? So here is what privilege looks like. First, it's a picture
Ooh,
of a
privilege.
badge. And it
This
says,
is dumb.
if you are confident that the police exist to protect you, you have white privilege.
What
That's
the
funny.
fuck?
Explain that
ridiculous.
to all the freaking black people in the fucking hood that are crying, we need more cops. Explain that one to me.
Yeah. If you are confident that the
Wow.
police exist to protect you, you have white privilege. So
Wow.
all anybody out there
Marco,
who supports the
Are you
is
checking
hilarious.
these off? Are
I-
you checking these off for your white privilege? Do you have white privilege?
Just like
Do
white
Do
privilege.
you agree
bingo.
with that first statement?
Well, I'm taking this as a joke.
No, I
'Cause
understand that, but
just
but
based on
seriously,
the third one.
But do you feel confident that the police exist to protect you? You personally?
No.
You don't feel confident that?
No.
Okay. I'm just
I
keeping
mean,
score.
to be
I wanna
fair,
see
I don't. I don't necessarily feel
you're good.
confident in that anymore.
No.
what-
No.
Like,
20 years ago, did you feel
Yes.
well, here's the thing,
confident?
like,
100%.
There you go.
when
100%.
traffic enforcement rolls around in all black cars that aren't marked police, like, come on, like, there's a point at which we've gotten stupid and the police are just trying to fucking make. I don't agree. If you're a police car, it needs to be clearly marked. You are a police car. You should not be doing, like, undercover is one thing. If you're working undercover and you're working special investigations, fine. But if you're out there patrolling the streets, like writing people tickets and shit like that, you should be in a marked police car. It's the bottom line.
But then they
Yeah,
won't
you
pull
have
over
to.
the assholes that I deal with on the freeway that are fucking doing 90, zipping in
Well,
and out of
that's-
traffic and almost
Tho-
causing a wreck.
I
a
mean,
lot of those
just don't
if
drive
you're
like a
out there-
fucking asshole and you won't get pulled over whether it's marked or unmarked. How about that?
Hey, check it out, dude. If you're assigned to fucking pull people over randomly and do a smog check, which I've seen of the street
Mhm.
from where I was living in Woodland Hills, and they have tow trucks sitting right there on deck waiting for people not to fucking pass it, like, you know, or have
Well, yeah, that's fucked up.
just to fucking tow it out. Guess what? You're not there to protect and serve. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. There are some places where I get it. I
Yeah.
agree. And I was a
Yeah.
cop, and I still say, like,
Yeah.
the DUI checkpoints, the only reason I really don't have heartburn about them is because in California, at least, the law says you have to give people an escape route. There's no requirement
right.
that they go through the DUI checkpoint. They can turn off and go other places. You know what I used to get shitty about was the fact that we would post motor cops and they would go
At the
chase
turn
down.
off to-
Yeah.
And
they
they're
would
just
go chase us.
looking for a reason to pull
They
someone
would
over.
look for a reason.
They get gnarly with that.
Yeah.
Now, here's what
So-
pisses me off about the DUI checkpoints is, first of all, I don't fucking drive buzzed or drunk or anything.
Right.
So hardly ever. I've fucked up a couple times, but now in my older age, I'm like, fuck that.
Everyone
you know?
has.
Yeah. I'm just upset that it just takes time to just fucking go through the line because I know I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
But hey,
Oh,
yeah,
especially-
get the fucking drunks off the fucking road. But yeah,
Yeah.
that whole fucking
Yeah,
chase
no,
them down just because you fucking
I-
sideline
That's
it.
the thing. Like,
that's
there's
shitty.
a fine line.
I get DUI checkpoints. I don't get the fucking random stops for like the actual checkpoints for registration. I don't get the checkpoints for fucking
never seen
smog.
I've
oh
seen
yeah.
this.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. It was right up the street. It was Woodland Hills, right up the street from right before I moved.
I
Yeah,
think
but
they-
there's
I
no
think
ran-
they've
there's
gotten
no
rid of them
randoms-
now.
there's
I
no-
don't think they can do them anymore. But yes, there was a
can't
time when
pull
they
people
could.
over anymore.
Well,
Yeah, that too.
You can't fucking pull people. I roll around with I can roll around with no plates on my car and bad registration. You can't fucking pull me over for that.
But see, I'm gonna get a lot of shit, I'm sure, from cops who disagree with me. And I had this discussion with another cop friend of mine, and he agrees with my stance on marked cars and stuff like that. And I think that our job should be above board all the time. It should be held to the highest possible standards. And I know some people that disagree with that, but hey, that's just my thought and my opinion.
You know what?
There
You just swayed me on the marked cars thing because I started running it through the old frickin' brain. And if there were more marked cars visibly on the street, then people wouldn't drive like an asshole because
Right.
you'd get that frickin' black and white fever and be like, oh shit,
Yep.
there's a cop there. So actually, I'd like to change my stance. Yeah, I agree
Right.
with that.
It's not that we want people to break the law, so we're going to hide, wait for them to break
Right.
the law and catch them. It should be, we don't want people to break the law, so we're going to be out there reminding them
Right.
not to break
Yeah.
the fucking
Not
law.
to break
And
the
then
law.
if you do it, we're
Because
gonna
not
fuck
everybody
people.
has the integrity to do the right thing when nobody's
Ex-
watching.
True.
However,
Agreed.
I do agree with having like California Highway Patrol. They have all white cars. They're for
Those are the commercial guys, yeah.
enforcement.
they're for commercial for tractor trailers that are going over the limit, or they park at scales and stuff like that to work the scales and things like that, and then they go
Yeah.
out and they do a bunch of suppression regarding tractor trailer speeding, going way over the legal limit for
Or being in the
tractor
wrong
trailer.
fucking lane in California. There's
But-
a fucking law about that, you fucking cocksucker fucking truck drivers coming through fucking California. The right two lanes, motherfuckers. It's the fucking law. Okay, anyway.
Gentlemen, that
but-
is the locker room mailbag at gmail.com.
But again, you're talking about specialized enforcement.
Cocksucker.
Right, but
not
even those
general enforcement.
No, but even those have a fucking big ass star on the side. It says California Highway Patrol, and they're all decked out and they have light bars. They're just translucent. They're see-through, like they're an opaque white. But
Yeah.
but
they'll still pull your dumb ass over for weaving in and out of traffic really fast.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and if you're in an unmarked car, and I do agree with you, Tom, if you're in an unmarked, all blacked out sedan with no visible red light or any type of markings that identifies you as a police officer, and you are going out and doing traffic enforcement, I think that's bullshit. That's sneaky, and I don't agree with it. I don't. You
I've
leave in the
officially
black
been
and white.
swayed. I've officially changed my stance on that. I agree with you guys.
And it was 2 cops that did it.
But we're still talking like mainly on the highways. So that's what you're talking about, right?
Okay, anywhere.
Anywhere, really.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
If you're out there just to do traffic enforcement, then you should be in a marked car.
I'll post a meme that my buddy posted, which had a glossy black police car with black matte lettering that said police on it. So it was marked.
Fuckers.
Right?
However, they have loopholes. That's like with the fucking speed cameras. I don't agree with those either.
I do agree with this. If you're in an unmarked car and all black, but you have a working light bar on the interior and it's red and has blue lights on it, and you see some egregious shit that's like
misdemeanor
felony, breaking the law,
different.
like reckless driving, putting people in.
That's
turn
different.
your lights on.
That's public safety, bro. That's public safety, not fucking registration.
That's protecting and serving.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just didn't want for people to get it misconstrued.
Right.
No, protecting and serving was the video I got sent to me by a buddy of mine who works for Southern California Law Enforcement Agency, and it was a drunk girl and her on a boat with a bunch of other drunk people. I think they were drunk, and the cops had pulled alongside of him and were about to bust him for something, and the cops literally agreed to Rochambeau to let them go free, and the girl won, and she beat the deputy, and he gave them a warning and let them go. And I'm like, that's community-oriented policing.
Community policing right there. Yep.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, they just
did she at least flash him? She should have flashed him. She should have fucking just like boop, thanks deputy.
And then he gets it for Republican.
What
were we saying, Marco?
Yo, I was asked the other day if the reverse Uno card was an actual thing for tattoos, for getting out of paying for tattoos. Have you guys seen that fucking TikTok of that video?
No.
Oh, with the cop where he's like, nope. The cop pulls him over and he pulls the reverse card out and he gets out of the ticket.
So there's that one, but the first one was somebody goes to charge a guy for a tattoo, and the guy whips a reverse card, and the guy goes, "Oh, okay, well, all right, have a good day." And the guy walks out.
Yeah, fuck that.
Without paying.
Yeah, that's not real.
No. Somebody fucking asked me the other day, "Oh, if I had a reverse card, would I still have to pay for this tattoo?"
Yeah,
I would have said, no, man, you fucked up. And the next time they come in, be like, haha, gotcha.
That's like just as dumb as our stop signs with white borders are optional. That's
I still tell that. I still tell that to people. I still fucking tell it to people.
Okay, so if while growing up, college was an expectation of you, not a dream, you have class privilege. Okay, I did not have class privilege because college
overbearing parents is what you have.
It was like, hey,
overbearing parents.
Right. I wasn't expected to go to college. It was like, yeah, you should go to college, but like, there's also a lot of other things you could do.
Yeah, mine was like, what do you want to do?
Right.
And I was like, I don't know, fuck around in the Navy. Then go do that. Okay, bye.
Right. My kids were told college, job, or military. You will not sit around the house after high school. And
fuck that. Yeah, you're doing something.
Will do something.
I don't care what fucking job you have, but you will have a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will be working for the government. It will be working for an employer, or it will be working for good grades.
Yep.
Or trade school. Like that's college too.
Exactly.
Okay. If you can expect time off from work to celebrate religious holidays, you have Christian privilege.
What about the Jews? What about the Jews?
Let's talk about Jews. Time out, because Jews get way more days off than Christians.
Fucking A, dude. I have one of those work calendars, and they got shit I never heard. I'm like, what the fuck is this? They go, they get the day off. I'm like, fuck. I'm thinking of switching over, man.
Right. And so I think they're referring to the fact that like people don't get Kwanzaa off, maybe. Or maybe you don't get Hanukkah off.
That's like no, people get like.
You don't get all like a week off for Hanukkah.
It's because they call it Christmas break. It's because they call it Christmas break and Easter break.
Well, I'm Catholic, so gotcha, bitches.
If you can use public bathrooms without stares, fear, or anxiety, you have cisgender privilege.
No, it just means I'm in the right fucking bathroom.
I mean, I get
Seriously.
stares because of my cock, but aside from that, it's like it's pretty seamless.
I mean, I have fear and anxiety when I use the bathroom just because I know I'm going to blow it up and I don't want to. It's embarrassing. Blast, you know.
You know what? Speaking of public bathrooms, we need to make this a thing. All you plumbers out there, people that are doing installs in public restrooms, can we make this a thing where there is a forced courtesy flush button at every urinal and in every stall that will just automatically flush everything in that bathroom when you push the button? Because some people don't believe in courtesy flushes when they're fucking taking a dump in the public bathroom. And I think if like I'm in there taking a leak and somebody like one of my coworkers who is notorious, call him a fucking Unabomber. When he goes in, like everybody knows, 45 minutes, you fucking stay out of there. There needs to be like a courtesy flush.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be nice? You're at the urinal, you're like, oh fuck.
But I think we have the technology now. Can't we have like a detector, like a smoke detector, but it's a shit smell detector, where if the shit smell reaches a certain level, it just flushes.
Yeah. Or just put that shit on a timer, man. Freaking every what, 30 seconds? Just flush.
Like if you're
I say when the door opens. No, when the door opens.
When the door opens, there. Oh, every time somebody walks in, there's a flush. Yeah, but you might need a backup. I drink a lot of water, so I take long pisses. So I might need a backup flush because that initial one, there's still.
Well, that's up to you to do the second one. The first one's the first one's the automatic courtesy one.
So both. So there's a trigger on the door and there's a fucking force button.
Of course.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's not just left up to the door. It's left up to like you as well.
Yeah,
you need to be responsible for your own.
Be respectful.
But then
but some people aren't. That's my point. Some people aren't.
But then your non-water conscious privilege.
Yeah, but some people just like this, are immune to their own brand too much.
Low flow.
Yeah, they got the low flow toilets. You're good.
If you don't have to worry about how to get into a store, you have able-bodied privilege.
Oh, but now with the ADA, everything has fucking
Disabilities Act.
Exactly, the ADA is all over that shit.
Yeah,
that's all over that shit.
Like,
yeah, that's not relevant.
Yeah, I mean,
I always have to worry about how I get into a store.
And if you don't have to
worry about what,
I always have to worry about how I'm going to get into a store.
Okay. You have a hard time finding the front door, or what's?
No, I got a hobble in there.
Oh, you got a hobble in there.
Yeah.
Do you take the ramp? You take the stairs?
Depends.
Yeah. Sometimes the ramps are too long. They like fucking zigzag up, and it's easier just to fucking.
If it's got like with right now, if it's got like a lot of fucking stairs and there's no like elevator, I'll fucking, and if there's a ramp, I'll go down the ramp. But there's been times I just try to hobble down the fucking stairs and it's a pain in my ass.
Yeah. Even now, more so than ever. What's the next one?
If you don't have to explain that your spouse is of the same gender, you have heterosexual privilege.
What if just a really good man that really pretty man?
What do you feel like I have to explain it? Period.
Yeah, why do you have to explain?
Right.
You don't have to you don't have to quantify or qualify your relationship. Just be like my spouse or my boo thing or whatever you want to.
I mean,
it's not the vegan policy, which you have to. I mean, I'm a vegan, which means that you have to tell everybody you're a vegan within the first 5 seconds of meeting them.
Exactly.
Like when people CrossFit.
Well, I was going to say a CrossFit or an atheist and a vegan walk into a bar. I only know because they told everybody within the first 30 seconds.
Yep.
Now, here's how they define racism. Racism equals racial prejudice and power. So we're redefining racism because racism just used to be racial prejudice. Mm-hmm. That was racism.
Right.
So now they're saying racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people because of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
Whoever wrote that and everybody who signed off on it never spent one day in the military or in a fire department or a police department, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well,
never, ever.
They also didn't grow up pre-90s.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you just literally took out like 90% of the jokes.
I'm not saying you just walk up I'm not saying you walk up to a fucking stranger and start talking to them like they're one of your freaking, brothers or sisters from a different skin pigmentation. You don't do that to perfect strangers.
Well, Matt, I'm not also saying that you should, walk up to a Pollock and ask them for the recipe for ice either.
Right. They probably wouldn't.
And those jokes don't land.
Fair. Yeah.
My kids don't understand I go, do you remember? Do you ever hear
When
Pollock
did those
jokes?
die out?
Well, I mean, when
We
We
Pollock
have to
Oh,
find
started, I
out.
guess.
Okay, listeners, check it out. If you are familiar with Pollock jokes, no, wait. If you are not familiar with Pollock jokes, let us know your
Age.
your
We need
age.
I
to know
think
when you
Pollock
were
jokes
born.
We need to know.
were
2000.
replaced
I would
by
say
blonde
early
jokes.
2000. Okay.
I would be
Okay.
willing to bet.
But
that-
strongly.
Well, I think
You're
they,
talking about
yeah,
strongly.
I think
Right.
Strongly,
they just
yeah.
morphed. They just
Right.
turned instead of Pollock,
Sure.
they just turned it to blonde.
well,
'Cause
and
we
I
could
think
pick on
Sure.
we could pick on someone because of
Sure.
their hair color, but not because of their
Sure.
fucking national origin.
well, but here's the
Sure.
thing. I honestly like if you look up like the Pollock joke, I was trying to find why Pollock jokes were even a thing. Like why did Pollocks get a reputation for being
Because
dumb?
one person
Right.
did one stupid thing, no,
No, I'm guessing it was World War II. It was like when they were like,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
like when they got
Maybe.
invaded and they were like,
Yep.
what? You know, like, oh shit,
Sure.
we done fucked up. And they're, oh, the Polacks are so stupid.
Okay.
It's like
Hey,
the
don't-
French.
hey, hold on. Don't ask the Germans about that. The Germans will tell you that they were invited and they even served punch and cookies.
Well,
yeah.
that's why my old joke of why did the French plant trees along all their streets so the Germans could march in the shade. Like
I
it-
saw on I was looking at old freaking antique, vintagey guns, everything. I saw this French World War II rifle. Was the the MAS, the MAS? Yeah, it said never fired, only dropped once. It was in pristine condition.
yeah, right.
Fucking great.
But see that therein lies the issue is I don't think racism and power go together because you can be a fucking racist and have no power. Like
Correct.
I've literally met
100%.
some powerless
Correct.
racists.
Yeah.
Like
Do you think they're trying to say that people who are racist are trying to assert their power over other people of a different ethnicity or
Absolutely.
race?
no,
That's
I
ab-
think
I think
I
that's what
think
they're
the
getting
reason
at.
they're redefining it is because of quote unquote reverse racism. Because I've literally heard the argument when you point out how
What is reverse racism?
well, there is no such thing. It's just racism. But
Yeah.
when like affirmative action, people said that penalizing white people and prioritizing minorities was a racist policy. You look at I'll give you a perfect example. I logged onto my TV last night to stream, and it was as if I was just God was handing me material for tonight. There's a big box on Roku right now, and it just takes up the entire right side of the screen, promoting a channel literally called All Black.
Oh yeah, it's like BET, right? Black Entertainment
Right.
Television.
Right. And now here's the thing. I said this back in the day with BET, and I said this now with All Black. And when they talk about Black History Month or any of these things, I don't give a shit, really. Like I really don't. But what I have a problem with is the double standard, which is like when we were in high school. Marco, I don't know if you remember this. Matt, I don't know if you remember this either, but they formed a Black student union at our high
I
school.
don't remember that. No.
Right.
And
When I
there
was there,
yeah.
there were a lot of drugs involved.
But there was a bunch of people that really were upset because they knew that there was no way in hell the school would have allowed a white student union to be formed. Right.
It just promotes segregation.
So, but here's the answer for that. Like when they promote segregation, it's that article I sent you where the lady was talking about the slap between Chris Rock and Will Smith that we swore we weren't going to talk about. So now we're not going to talk about the slap. We're going to talk about this lady's reaction to it. When she said, white people just need to stay out of this because Black folk need to have a conversation and white people don't know anything about it. So they should just mind their business and let us handle this. And I'm going, what? See, you're promoting racism. You're promoting separatism. You're promoting segregation by saying that this is a Black thing. And even though it happened on national television, white people should just stay out of it. Well, I don't see how that's.
No, you do something on national television, it's everybody's fucking business.
Everybody's
You made
business.
it everybody's fucking business.
And we talked about it last week. We didn't want to be in that business. We didn't want anything to do with it. We don't give a shit.
You fucking made it everybody's business. You made a fucking, you grandstanded that, made a spectacle out of it, a big show out of it, did it in front
Why do
of
they have to make it about race though? Like,
but that's
it's
exactly
one man
it.
slapping another man.
So here's where I think they have to add the power, racial prejudice plus power equals racism, because then when you point out racism by Blacks against whites or by Hispanics against whites or by Hispanics against Blacks or whatever, they will say, and I've read the argument, I've seen the argument, I've heard the argument. It's been made multiple times. Black people can't be racist because they don't have the power. That's the argument.
Because they're not they're as a people, they're not in a position of power.
Right. So we can't be racist because we don't hold power over anyone else. And to me,
I don't hold power over anybody else, so I can't be racist.
Well, right.
That's fucking great.
Right. No, but
Done.
you do, because you have white privilege.
I know. I was looking at these little boxes. I think I checked every single one of them, except for class. But I married a very classy lady, so I think every fucking one of those boxes I had to check.
Yeah, I have class, but all of it.
No, I'm not a Christian.
You know.
So there's one.
But
It's super privileged.
Anyway, I
so
really get shitty pissed off when people start redefining terms based on, well, it's not racism because, we're saying things that you can't say. Like, you literally, they talk about whitewashing roles, right? Where white actors are hired to play ethnic characters. Famously in F Troop, the guys who were playing the Native Americans were famously Jews and Italians in, reddish brown face makeup.
Fucking Robert Downey Jr.
They got the big noses. They were more than halfway there.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. played a black guy.
I mean, well, to be fair, he played a white guy pretending to be a black guy.
Yes.
Pretending to be a black guy, but yeah, I'm the dude.
But Eddie Murphy has played a white guy multiple times.
Yeah.
Right.
You just recently.
Hilarious, by the way.
Coming to America
very
too.
funny.
Yeah,
and then you also have, I guess there's a new Batman something or other I just read about, and the actor they cast as Bruce Wayne is black, but
black man.
Bruce Wayne is not black. So is that if it's whitewashing when you cast a white actor in an ethnic role? If you cast a black actor in a white role, you can't call it blackwashing because that's racist.
You know what it is? Because my wife watched that Bridgerton show, right?
Okay.
However many seasons there are, and I would pop in. I would do my own thing, and just because I just like being in the room with her, and I'm like, watch whatever you want to watch. I'm gonna passively just be here. But every time I glanced up, I'm like, wait a minute, this is set in like what 1700 something like that, 1670s. Anyway, it's the whole fucking big hairs and the queens and the dresses in London, and
which kind of queens?
Yeah,
the kind that live by you.
No, like proper queens, like back in the day queens.
Okay.
And yeah, and thanks to you, everybody on social media thinks I live in West Hollywood, which I don't. But anyway,
yeah, you're not gay. You're gay adjacent.
I'm gay. Yeah, whatever. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and I looked up, and the queen is like a black lady, and there's like lords and ladies that are black, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting because that's not historically accurate.
Yeah.
But what they did was they just casted whoever based on acting merit, and you're supposed to just pretend that everybody is white because that's how it would have been.
Right. Hamilton. Right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if Hamilton's deliberately casting minority actors, black actors, Hispanic actors in roles that traditionally should be white people, and then only giving the only white guy on the show is the King of England, and they're doing it specifically because it's a polemic against the initial founding fathers and the way black people were treated at the beginnings of the United States of America, and so therefore,
which was horrible, by the way. We're not saying it wasn't.
No, we're not saying it wasn't.
Yeah,
but if that's
horrible,
if that's the reason they're doing it, and that's the social statement, guess what? I don't give a shit. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
if you're hiring those actors and actresses based on their merit as an actor or an actress, regardless of their race, and you're taking race out of it, I'm 100% for that. Fucking get the best person for the job, regardless of what they fucking look like.
Samuel L. Jackson is the best Nick Fury.
Yeah,
and Nick Fury is not a black guy, or he wasn't until they cast Samuel L. Jackson.
I didn't know that until just now.
No,
I didn't know that until just now.
Nick Fury in the comic books looks like David Hasselhoff.
Oh,
he does.
See?
Yeah,
Again,
100%.
I was today years old.
Yep.
Honest, swear to God, didn't know that.
He's got the only same thing as the eye patch.
Just for man.
Yeah, he's got white sides of his hair,
and then just for man on the top, like it's like jet black, and you're like, well, it's not
like the guy from Spider-Man. The guy from Spider-Man has the white.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Nick Fury had white, like bright white sides, and then a dark brown black top of his head.
Oh,
and
I didn't
super
know
white guy with an eye patch. That's it. Like he looked just like David Hasselhoff with gray sideburns.
But
And
Samuel L.
and
Jackson is such a
spandex.
fucking phenomenal actor
Oh fuck
that
yeah.
he
Yeah.
kills the role. So
So
it goes back to Matt's statement: hire the best fucking person for the job.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
there we go. And it makes a great movie. The moment you start hiring,
Moment you're
subpar
grandstanding about it,
actors,
you
and then
know.
it's just it
Right.
turns
Look
the
what we're
movie into
doing.
dog shit.
We're doing this. It's like, no, just hire the best person, whoever the fuck they are.
And
Mhm.
that's where I know this is a controversial opinion, but I say it all the time and I'll continue to say it. Racism isn't dead when we stop telling racist jokes. Racism is dead when we're all able to laugh at each other's idiosyncrasies. When we're all able to, when Black people can tell Jewish people Jewish jokes, Jewish people can tell Hispanic people Hispanic jokes, Hispanic people can tell white people white jokes. And we all some of the funniest freaking gay jokes I've ever heard have been from my brother. Some of the funniest Hispanic jokes and Black jokes have been from my Hispanic and Black friends. I love telling Scottish and Irish jokes because they're fucking hilarious, but if somebody else wants to tell a Scottish or an Irish joke, I'm going to if it's bad, I'm going to be like, that's terrible. Go bring me a better one. I'm not going to be like, that's offensive. No, it's not offensive.
Quick question. Do you think
that's because I have power?
Do you think this whole thing with that lady who said, "Oh, white people just need to leave this alone" regarding the slap? Do you think that was because Chris Rock is really good friends with Adam Sandler, David Spade, and all that, and they came out and they were like, "Hey, you're still my friend," and yada yada whatever? Do you think that was what really sparked it? Because I'm like, who the fuck?
I don't think so. I think it was all the white people, because she even mentioned how white people consider anything physical violence, whereas Black people have a difference between a slap and a punch. And I'm like, motherfucker, no, I actually think I'd rather be if I'm disrespectful to my buddy and he socks me, I would rather have that than be slapped.
Yeah.
I think a slap
I would
is more
respect that more. Exactly. Yep. I would respect a balled up fist more than an open it. You open hand me, we got fucking problems for a while.
So to you, bitch, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. And maybe you should sit down when you're talking about what we think as men about violence against each other and how it
oh, there you go. Fucking how the turntables.
How the turntables, yes.
How the turntables. Spin that around. Be like, you have to let the cisgender Black people deal with this.
The only people who are allowed to speak out about this are incredibly dark Black people with giant teeth or lighter skinned white people with wives that have boyfriends. Those are the only two people that are if we're gonna get that fucking specific about it. Because Chris Rock, and is that how specific you want to get? Where, okay, you don't know what Will Smith's experience or Chris Rock's experience is like, so you can't speak to it. Motherfucker, I've been slapped by another man.
Yeah.
I could speak to it.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever been slapped by another man.
Yeah. So anyway.
You know who said, Morgan Freeman said something that's a while ago. And he said, do you know how to end racism? He goes, stop bringing up race.
Yeah. There
you go.
Yeah.
It ends racism. And I'm like, you're fucking right, dude.
Yes.
And he's a great actor. He's amazing. And he speaks some really good, honest truth, and very intelligent.
I think we all just need to let the race, seriously.
This is ridiculous.
This is why I want aliens to show up, because if aliens show up, we can all stop fucking being racist and just be anti-alien, and it'll unite the earth.
That would be wild.
If science fiction has taught me nothing, it's that the world will unite once aliens show up.
When aliens show up, we're done.
Already anti-alien.
Sorry,
brother.
No, you got it, man.
Sorry, man.
No,
you see that shit going down in Mexico right now with the people trying to come up through Mexico City?
No, what's going on?
No, they're fucking the policia are out there with their fucking shields and batons just beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, you want to talk about police? Try going to other countries like Mexico and see how the police deal with you. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have the audience. If you guys have let's hear their thought. Let's do it.
Would you consider that U.S. privilege? Would that be state? Would that be country privilege? Right. That would be country privilege.
It's the ability to have the privilege of discussing whether or not 5-year-olds should be have sex taught to them in school, as opposed to worrying about if your 5-year-old's going to have fucking food.
Right.
Or a dad, because
there you go.
Anyway. So listeners should send us their emails, send us their questions, send us their comments. We will revisit this when we get enough comments about what you guys think about racism. Have you, if you're white, have you experienced racism? If you're black, have you experienced racism? If so, from whom? I've got friends of all different races, and the only requirement to be a friend of mine is that you have common sense and you're not a piece of shit. Really, like I do.
Hey, that's too much, man.
Okay, you're not a piece of shit.
The only requirement that we have to be our friends is that you have to be an equal opportunity asshole.
Yep.
That's true too. That is true too.
That's it.
Speaking of equal opportunity assholes, what do you call a turtle with an erection?
What?
Oh, what?
A slowpoke.
Okay, I gotta. Fuck, I gotta remember this one. What's worse than two girls running with scissors?
What?
Two girls scissoring with the runs.
Oh God, I just visualed. Oh no.
Man.
Oh
I
no.
don't.
No.
Somewhere out there, there's a video of that. I guarantee you. If Two Girls One Cup exists, somewhere out there, there's a video of that.
I've still yet to see that. And
I tried warning
it?
my. Oh, good.
What do you call a fat psychic?
What, me? No.
A fortune teller.
I like how proud of himself Chuck is with that one. He's like bouncing back and forth.
I tried warning my friend about playing Russian roulette.
Oh
Yeah.
It went in one ear and out the other.
Oh, oh my God.
Damn.
Locker room mailbag.
That's a good one.
Gmail.com.
That was a fucking good one.
Whoever stole my copy, by the way, whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will get you. You have my word.
Mm-hmm. That's what we did there. That's what we did there.
Oh, you guys ever have like weird summer jobs when you were in school? Like, like in between years?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I had one at the fucking zoo. It was very short lived. I had to fucking clean the monkey cages. And man, that shit was bananas.
Okay.
Oh, I see what that is. Okay.
Oh my God.
Is everybody okay? I don't know what that sound was.
That was sound like a small
Like somebody
creature's
kicked
cry for help. Yeah.
Which
not
one of
gonna
you has
mention
the
what I'm doing
freshman
in
in
my
the
garage right
basement?
Well, I'm not going to mention what I'm doing in my garage, but so we're going to move forward with the show.
I'd fuck me.
My buddy lost his job, so I took him out for Chinese.
Yeah.
I like to Kiko Man when he's down.
Jesus Christ.
Did you guys hear I read a book the other day. It was a really famous book about a bisexual whale.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's called Maybe Dick.
sexual whale.
Jesus.
I think there's a section on
other-
Pornhub about that.
It's rated r/bisexual whale.
Where did Sally go when the bomb went off?
Where?
Where?
You say bomb or
Everywhere.
bong? Oh,
Everywhere.
yay.
I think I'm gonna I'm gonna invent a new loaf of bread.
Oh,
It's gonna be
okay.
52 pieces of bread.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna call it a deck of carbs.
Okay. Oh wow.
Did you know the word T-shirt is
Mhm.
actually it's shortened down for Tyrannosaurus shirt?
Okay.
Why?
Because of the short arms.
Oh
God.
Oh my God. I think I'm dumber for listening to this.
My wife said I'm being immature.
Oh, that's
Yeah?
the story of my life.
Yeah. I guess she isn't getting her nose back.
Hey Marco, I
that's
got one for
amazing.
you.
Yeah. Shoot.
The other day I ate 12 pieces of chicken at KFC.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's been on my bucket list.
Oh my God.
I got a slow burn thinker for you. My coworker Tony, he asked me not to say his name backwards. I said, "Why not?"
Okay.
I decided I'm
Oh
going to
my
stop going to
God.
other people's funerals.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're not coming to mine.
that's true.
Oh, okay. I mean, can't argue with that.
Only vaccinated kids will get this.
Jesus.
Oh. My penis was in the Guinness Book of World Records. And the librarian asked me to take it out.
I think it's the third time that one's been told.
Is that
on
the
this.
third time?
Yes,
Damn it.
I think it's the third.
Oh, we got to start like a
I think Chuck
master
told it last
list of
time.
things.
I write all mine down and then I put little green check marks in my little note app thing after I tell them.
Did you know it costs $235,000 to raise a child to adulthood in the United States?
No
And that's
shit.
Yeah, and that's just for the alcohol.
That's a poor That's a poor investment.
You know that women
Oh,
fake
man,
orgasms
Marco-
for relationships, but men fake relationships for orgasms.
True story.
That's actually very true.
True story. Thomas, Marco, we should have back in the day called our band Books.
Books, okay.
Yeah, that way so no one could judge us by our covers.
Oh my God.
You guys, you guys know Jesus' greatest miracle?
No.
A dude in his 30s with 12 friends.
That actually is fucking true. Oh my God. True fucking
Oh my
story.
God.
Holy shit.
But he was single. So, you know, it's easier to
Yeah.
keep friends when you're
That's
single.
true.
Well, you know, look, firstborn Jewish guy, you know, mama's favorite, you know, fucking lived at home until he was fucking well into his 30s before he finally got out of the
Right.
fucking house.
Mhm.
Exactly. Anyway.
Okay.
Does anybody have a
Holy
big
shit.
closer?
I got
know,
one
I-
quick.
I got
ahead.
I
I
got
don't know
another
if-
quick one. I don't have a closer,
Yeah.
but it
I
might
have
be
a
a
quick
closer.
one, too.
Go do yours, Chuck. Go ahead.
What kind of couch still has money even in its 30s?
What?
What?
But-
A pull out.
Ah,
You know, we've been
funny 'cause it's
making
true.
I've been making the, you
Yeah.
know, the Star Wars, you know, jokes and calling it Star Trek, but I was doing a lot of Star Wars puns around the house with my wife, and she said she was gonna fucking leave me if I didn't stop making Star Wars puns, and I was like, wow, I guess the divorce is strong in this one.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, they say a dog is man's best friend,
Mm.
but motherfucker, my enemies won't even look me dead in the eye and piss on my carpet.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't know, man. You get a few more in me, anything can happen.
Yeah, but you won't look me dead in the eye. You'll be laughing too hard to look me
Yeah.
dead in the eye.
True. All right, boys.
Send us your racism stories. We're collecting drunk stories for another episode of Drunk Stories, hopefully soon.
Yeah. Or send us emails about how we totally missed the mark tonight. I'll read half of it.
Yeah, if we're full of shit. If we're full of shit, or
No,
hey,
but
if we
seriously,
missed
yeah.
something.
If we missed something, yeah. This has to have a part 2.
Right.
Maybe not back to back, but we'll
like we
we'll
should revisit.
compile.
In fact,
All right.
I've got a buddy of mine who's moving to the area. He's a cop, he's black, and it would be interesting to get like the perspective of black cops on being the man, but also being being oppressed.
God, the names he must have been called by non-cop people. Wow.
Anyway,
You should have him on War Stories for a serious sit-down.
he has been on War Stories.
Oh, okay. Well, then fucking bring him over here for a fuck around.
I know for a fact.
Yo, I can fuck over him.
Horrible.
I mean, that shit, I know the names Marco's been called, and that was just by us.
Yeah. Yesterday.
This is true. These are facts. And with that impressive statement, we'll see you guys in about a minute.
See ya.